Welcome to Liverpool Report, your go-to for daily Liverpool FC news, transfers and match updates. If you're a true Red, hit subscribe and join the family. You'll never walk alone. Liverpool are set to appoint Giovanni van Bronckhorst as a coach. Arneslot is looking to add another Dutchman to his coaching team to replace Johnny Heitinga, who departed to take the top job at Ajax. Van Bronckhorst has been out of work since he was sacked by Besiktas in November. The Dutch coach has previously managed Feyenoord, like Slot, as well as Rangers. But now he will step back into a role as an assistant to take over from Heitinga if a deal gets completed. He will work with Sipke Hulshoff and Aaron Briggs in Slot's revamped coaching team. Heitinga was a popular figure among the Liverpool players after just a year at the club for the former Everton defender. But he could not turn down the chance to take charge of Ajax, where he has previously been interim boss. Van Bronckhorst had a distinguished career as a player, having played with Rangers, Arsenal, Barcelona and Feyenoord at either end of his playing time. Speaking out earlier this year, Van Bronckhorst shared his disgruntlement about how his spell at Ibrox ended. He said, "I'm frustrated because I had to leave because I am a fighter. I was a fighter as a player and also as a coach. I think I've done everything in my power to manage the club. If you have to say goodbye to a club, and a club, I mean players, the fans, to leave, that is not a nice feeling to leave something you love. But you have to live with it, you have to deal with it, and you have to move on because life goes on. I am now in a very positive place where I enjoy life, I enjoy my family, and enjoy watching really good games. We all move on." Van Bronckhorst added, "It's something you don't want as a coach. I wish I was still there coaching this team, but I also know how it works in football, and I am not deciding the future of the club. It is not ideal for a coach, and I think also not ideal for a club." Following his time with Rangers, Van Bronckhorst was appointed by Turkish giants Besiktas, but lasted just 5 months in Istanbul. He won exactly half of the 20 matches he oversaw and has not returned to the dugout since. Away from the dugout, Liverpool are also hard at work, adding to their playing staff. Jeremiafrimpong and Marcguehi have already been signed, and the Reds are still chasing deals for Milos Kerkez and Florian Wirtz. It got a little lost amongst everything else that was going on with Liverpool at the back end of the season, just gone. But Amazon Prime's Doubters to Believers documentary was a useful modern history lesson. It didn't end up what it set out to be, of course, with the aim surely to chronicle Jurgen Klopp's glorious trophy-laden finale to his time at Liverpool. But what we did get was a tale of how a man and a football club found each other at a perfect time. Klopp strides into an Anfield in disrepair in October 2015 and immediately decides he doesn't like the dressing rooms. By the time he leaves 8.5 years later, those dressing rooms are transformed, as is half of the stadium. Last week, Liverpool released ticketing data that showed how every one of Anfield's 276 seats are sold for every league game, with around 16,000 more fans able to attend matches these days compared to a decade ago. Such is the demand for tickets these days, they could double the size of Anfield, and it still wouldn't be enough. And it is largely thanks to Klopp that the Reds finally seem at peace with their place in the order of things. Liverpool are now acting like a big club. Florian Wirtz was a 12-year-old on the books at Cologne in 2015, desperate to make his way in the game and achieve all the things that a young German footballer dreams of. And if you are a young German footballer with a dream, then there is usually only one place you are dreaming of. Bayern Munich are said to be furious at having missed out on the transfer of Wirtz, who is widely expected to complete his switch to Anfield in the coming days for a British record fee of around £118 million. An exorbitant amount, but one that Liverpool are in a healthy position to pay. The idea that the Bundesliga's best player of the last 2 seasons isn't ending up at Bayern is cause for introspection at Germany's perennial champions, who only missed out on the title once in the last 13 seasons, and that to a Wirtz-powered Bayer Leverkusen in 23-24. Prior to that, they were last denied by Klopp's Dortmund in 2011 and 2012. Reports from Germany claim there is disbelief at Bayern over how they've let Wirtz slip through their fingers, especially when they offered him a financial package more than Liverpool's. But the player himself made his mind up some time ago, with Arne Slot's tactical plan for him key. And Slot himself has said The spectacular sights created when Liverpool won the Premier League and paraded the trophy through the streets might just help convince players that they want a piece of this action. And Wirtz sees Anfield as the place to be as he makes his way in the game. It is all a far cry from 10 years ago when the Reds would struggle to convince the top English talents to join them, never mind the best player in Germany. Klopp deserves immense credit for that, as Slot and his team reap the rewards. What a whirlwind summer it's been at Anfield already. Trent Alexander-Arnold has officially swapped the red of Liverpool for the white of Real Madrid, wearing number 12 and working under club legend Xabi Alonso. But that's just the beginning. Jeremiafrimpong is in, Georgi Mamardashvili has arrived, and long-time number 2 Min Kelleher is off to Brentford. As Arneslot begins his title defence, Liverpool's summer shake-up is in full swing, and there's still drama brewing around Andy Robertson's future. Stick around, we're breaking down every major move, what it means for the squad, and the big plans behind Liverpool's next era. Liverpool have been among the busier Premier League clubs in the early part of the summer transfer window. Trent Alexander-Arnold has left for Real Madrid, with Jeremiafrimpong arriving in his stead, and that's just the start. Georgi Mamardashvili's arrival from Valencia was already confirmed, and the Georgian's move to Anfield means Min Kelleher's time on Merseyside has come to an end. The Irishman has moved to Brentford, who themselves have lost Mark Flecken to Bayer Leverkusen. Arne Slot led Liverpool to Premier League glory in his first season in charge, but is under no illusions about how tough it will be to defend the title. For starters, Manchester City have been very active in the early part of the window, with the likes of Tijani, Reinders and Ryan Cherki coming on board. Alexander-Arnold's move to Spain may well be Liverpool's highest profile departure this summer. The defender spoke at an official unveiling on Thursday, shedding more light on the switch. We've got more on Alexander-Arnold's move, as well as the latest on the future of his fellow fullback Andy Robertson. Here are Mirror Football's latest lines from around Anfield. Trent Alexander-Arnold has denied Jude Bellingham was the driving force behind his move to Real Madrid. Rather, he suggests manager and former Liverpool midfielder Xabi Alonso convinced him to trade Anfield for the Bernabeu. I've spoken to Xabi a few times, the right-back said. I told him he was an idol of mine growing up, so to work with him is a dream come true. I'm very excited to be here. Whether you support the club or not, you have to respect the history. Discussing Bellingham's role, he added, we spoke, but it wasn't what people thought. A lot of people think he played a huge part in me coming here. But to be honest, the club speaks for itself. It was a huge opportunity for me, and it felt like the right time as well. Andy Robertson has been in conversation with Liverpool over a contract extension, but is unsure what lies ahead. The Scotland international has been the Reds' first choice left back for a number of years, but that could change with the anticipated arrival of Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. We have discussed my future, of course we have, Robertson told Sky Sports News at his AR26 charity day. We've had good discussions, me and the club, but what the future holds, I'm not sure. All I know is I fly off on holiday and it's well needed. I need a rest after a long season, and then I look forward to pre-season. That's all my focus is. I can't look too far ahead. I never have done that, so I'm not going to start doing that now. I know the position I'm in. I know I've only got a year left. Trent Alexander-Arnold will wear the number 12 in his first season as a Real Madrid player. He will also wear just his first name on his back after having his surname adorn the shirt while at Liverpool. La Liga's rules mean first-team players are only allowed to wear a number between 1 and 25. The most famous recent wearer of the number 12 shirt at the Bernabeu is Marcelo, the Brazilian fullback who played more than 500 times across a decade and a half with the club. I'm looking forward to showing my game to the Real Madrid fans. I know it's a huge responsibility, Alexander-Arnold said in Spanish during his unveiling. I want to play with the best in the world, give it my all, and win every title possible. Hala Madrid!